Okay. I've been telling these stories, and the reason I have a lot of stories is there's two reasons, really. One, and I wanted to kind of share this because these are good lessons for everybody, whether you're 5, 15, or 50. Um, and the first one was about stories. And I forget what happened, but it was in grammar school. Something went wrong, and I don't mean it's something. Always, some little thing can go wrong. But this is when you plan something and it doesn't go your way, and it's all screwed up. It's not like you just hoping to win a gold ball game and you lose. That's no. This is when you're planning something and it goes south, right? And I was complaining about something, So my father said, you know, over my life, when I look back, he said, the times that I did something, no matter what it was, and I said, oh, here's what I want to do. And it all worked out. Just went real smooth, okay, whatever it was. He said, I remember those, but just vaguely. I vaguely remember those. He said, now, the things that went wrong, and I mean pretty badly wrong. He said, at the time, you're not happy about it, man. This is going south. But he said, I learned to basically, take it all in because I learned that this is going to be a great story someday. Today, it's not going to be a great story, but looking back on it, this is going to be a great story. And so I would kind of savor it and take in everything that was going on. And literally, I adopted that. And I found that that's why I tell these stories because the the characters and what went on and just what happened, um, they've made my life happier. I sit around sometimes, Sharon, and say, "What are you laughing about?" I'll be thinking about something that happened 50 years ago, or more, and but I can relive it vividly because I really did take the time. In fact, some people would say to me, "What are you smiling about?" And I'd say, "This is going to be a great story someday." And it's say, "Yeah, someday. Right now, we got to get out of here. We're in trouble," or whatever it was. And but it turned out they were great stories. So that's my first lesson for everybody. Really, when things go wrong, and they will, instead of getting bitter about it and ranting and raving and stuff like that, okay, just observe, take it in. And you'll be the only one. You'll be the only one standing kind of taking it in. And people will say, "You're not serious about this. We've got to do something." Blah, blah, blah. But it's part of the process of saying to yourself, "This is going to be a great story." And it turns out they are great stories. So that's the first lesson. Second one was, and this is an important one. This is a kind of a life lesson, okay? I I kind of screwed up freshman year in high school. Kind of, that's putting it mildly. Okay, I sort of got asked or told I wasn't really going to have a seat when I came back, and was told by somebody who was friendly to me, and gave me a heads up so I could kind of change schools. Anyway, so I was going to St. Bonaventure. I kind of got bounced out of St. Bonaventure. Yeah. Bounce is a lot nicer than I spelled or something. Anyway, so I got myself into with my dad's help and stuff like that. I got into DePaul High School. So I'm there in the summer, and I thought, well, they're going to have open tryouts for the football team, and it was the first football team. They didn't even have a football team, so it was open tryouts, and it wasn't going to be pads or anything like that. It was just going to be exercise, running, wind sprints, endurance, push-ups, pull-ups, that kind of stuff. And maybe short sprints and stuff like that. So I was in pretty good shape. I was thin though. I was light. I was thin. So anyway, I go up there for the tryouts, and I get cut. The first day, I get cut. Now, what hurts the most about it is, in other words, if your expectation was low, like, geez, I hope I make the team. My expectation wasn't low. It was high. And I really wanted to make it, okay, for a whole lot of reasons. For my dad, for myself, for my mom, for everything, for kind of make amends a little bit. And then I had a perception that if you got cut, you didn't make the grade. But if you got cut on the first day, on the first day, it was like, whew, guys get cut on the first day, they can't walk and chew gum at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh boy, this really hurt. So I go home and I'm kind of commiserating with my dad. I tell him, I say, hey, I didn't make it. I didn't make the team and I got cut. It wasn't like, well, maybe tomorrow will be better, you know? No, there isn't going to be any tomorrow. I got cut. I was like, wow. He was even surprised, I got cut. Because I knew football. I really studied the game, and I was pretty good at it. I could throw, I could catch, I could punt. So, anyway, but we didn't do any of that stuff. So, anyway, we're talking about it, and I'm kind of down in the dumps. And somewhere along the line, I said something about, I said, I really wanted to do this, kind of to help, get things straight for getting screwed up and in my freshman year in school, a new start kind of, and so anyway, I said, I said a lot of prayers about this too, and I'm saying this seriously, okay? My mom and dad were religious. Now they weren't way over on the right side or something like that, fanatics, but they were religious, and we were. We said the rosary routinely, and we got used to, if you wanted something, we were pretty poor, but if you wanted something, my mom and dad would always say, well, say a prayer and see if God can work something out that maybe you get it, So I was used to doing that. And I did it in this case, and I did it in a lot of other cases too. But anyway, so I'm standing there and I said something. I says, well, I guess God didn't answer my prayers on that one, So he looks at me and he says, oh no, he answered your prayers. I said, no, I got caught. He didn't answer my prayers. He says, no, he answered your prayers. He just said no. And I'm going, what do you mean he just said no? He said, well, he asked if you could make the team, and his answer was no. He always answers your prayers. And I'm like, no, that's not an answer. When you say a prayer, the only answer is yes. It's not no. No isn't, no. And he said, wait, no, look it. He said, it's not that God wasn't hearing you. He said, I'm paying attention. He said, think about this. He said, a parent. He said, kids ask for a lot of stuff. It's not good for them. It's not safe. It's not good. Okay, they shouldn't do it. They're too young or whatever. Okay, and parents have to say no a lot. But it doesn't mean that they don't love their kids. They do, because they're protecting them. They're saying, no, that's too big or too risky or too this or too that. They don't want you to do it. And it's for your own good. Now, at the time, you might not think it's for your own good, but it's for your own good. So you don't think they're getting cut from the football team is for your own good, I'm sure, right now. But in the future, you never know. There's a reason for it, And you just got to understand that God said no. That's it. And I'm like, it was like, God said no. And it took a while to get it in. But over my life, it changed the way I looked at a lot of things, because I would want something, didn't matter what it was, and I'd say a little prayer that, hey, I really want to get this, and I wouldn't get it, okay? But I accepted it a whole lot better. I felt like wasn't meant to be, didn't want me to have it, and there's something else out there that I should be doing, or that'll come along, and I'll tell you the rest of my football story, and you'll see how that kind of works its way out, okay? And it'll work its way out in a lot of things in life. So I'm really getting kind of serious on this one, but just to tell you that, hey, one, pay attention when things go wrong. Enjoy the process. Record it. It'll be a great story. And two, when you say a prayer, you really want something, if you don't get it, God just said no. And there's a reason for the no, okay? So don't get down. Just keep looking around the corner. There's a reason for the no. Okay? Anyway, that's my philosophical lesson for today. And you got to remember about the no's. Now, my kids, of course, they didn't ask for a lot of things, so I didn't have to say no very often. But I've heard that my grandkids, They ask for a lot of stuff. And I hope they're getting a lot of no's. But you got to start asking God. Not your mom and dad so much. It's the big guy. Okay? All right. Take care.